I'm calling the appeal hearing on March 29th, just after 4 p.m. To order. The purpose of this hearing of appeal committee of the town of Cobourg is to hear the appeal of 1979388 Ontario Limited, operating as A1 Taxi, with respect to the revocation of taxi cab licenses under the Town of Cobourg Bylaw 014-2014, a bylaw to license, regulate, and govern taxi cab owners and drivers in the Town of Cobourg.
As this is the first time the Town of Cobourg has gone through an appeal hearing process, most of the information is subject to restrictions and confidentiality, and both subject to privacy, both the appellant and the Town of Cobourg regarding the justification and disclosure requirements. So the town is providing everyone here a copy in order to justify and make a decision on the matter that's today, as well as a copy to the appellant as well, so they know exactly the evidence that the Town of Cobourg is bringing forward regarding to justify the revocation of the licenses. So in the front page of the binder we have the taxi cab bylaw 014-2014 in the sleeve. Next to it we have 020-2016, which is an amending bylaw. And then next in the sleeve we have a copy of the set fines. Next is the table of contents. The table of contents will describe the whole information that's related to this exhibit binder that's been submitted here today to the appeal hearing. Each document, each tab, the date, and the page number. First, I will go through a bit of the preliminary justifications and some of the jurisdiction and authority of the Municipal Act and the Cab Taxi Bylaw of why we're here today. Sections 150 to 156 of the Municipal Act 2001 authorize council to license, regulate, and govern businesses and events, including taxi cabs. This authority includes, but is not limited to, the power to issue licenses on condition, to revoke licenses, to suspend license, to regulate or govern the place used in the carrying out on such a business, to prevent the carrying on of such a business without a license. On February 10th, 2014, Municipal Council approved Bylaw 014-2014, being a bylaw to license, regulate, and govern taxi cab owners and drivers within the jurisdiction of the Town of Cobourg. Council deemed it advisable to pass such a bylaw having regard, among other matters, to preserve and protect health and safety of the public, for the protection of consumers, and to prevent the potential for public nuisance. Pursuant to Bylaw number 014-2014, Section 2.2.1, Council provided for administration of said bylaw shall be the responsibility of the municipal clerk, who is authorized to issue, renew, revoke, or suspend license in accordance with the provisions of this bylaw. Pursuant to Section 2.1.3, the municipal clerk is responsible to review and respond to any complaints or non-compliance issues in respect to this bylaw. Pursuant to bylaw number 014-2014, section 11.1a, the municipal clerk may revoke, suspend, or refuse to renew a license where a license has been found to have failed to comply with any provision of this bylaw. This application will provide the hearing committee with evidence and records to demonstrate non-compliance with 11 noted infractions of this bylaw as noted as follows. Section 2.2, license application. Section 2.6, render of license. Section 2.7, notice of change of information. Section 3.1, operator permit the operation of a taxi cab without authorized taxi cab license. Section 5.2.1a, permit the operation of a taxi cab by a person who is not a licensed driver. Section 5.2.1d, interior not clean. Section 5.2.1e, exterior not clean, rust. Section 5.21f, permit operation of taxi cab without a taxi cab meter. Section 5.2.3a, 1, 2, 3, 4, and b. Section 9.2, general taxi cab inspections. Now if I can, Mr. Chair, members of council, if you go to tab 1, you will find the A1 Taxi Appeal Hearing Notice as submitted by A1 Taxi. Just for everyone realizes, A1 Taxi is 1979388 Ontario Limited. They operate as A1 taxi. Page 3 under tab 1, you'll see the affidavit of service. Oh, sorry, I apologize. Page 2, you'll see the notice of a hearing that was presented to council, the hearing committee, as well as the appellant. And this was done on March 2nd of 2020. Page 3 of tab 1, you'll see the affidavit of service. This is the affidavit of service that the actual notice of the appeal hearing was served on the appellant on March 3rd, 2020 at 9:28 and was personally served by bylaw enforcement officer Mark McMurtry at 114 Division Street and received by Kathy Thomas. Now flipping to tab 2, page 4, just for council's information as well as the proof of service and the business that we're dealing with, which is A1 Taxi, you'll see the corporation profile report 1979388 Ontario Limited, which is authorized as a business and submitted an application for a driver taxi cab license to the town of Cobourg. You'll see the address of this Ontario corporation is 44 Steen Drive, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Page 5 has a director, administrator, Emery Gill. Page 6, the corporation profile as well as Guprit Gill. Still remaining on tab 2, page 8, the business name report. Business name report is related to the corporation of 1979388 Ontario Limited, which comes back to a business name registered under A1 Taxi, with the corporation number 1979388 Ontario Limited. Page 9, still in the same page, tab 2. Business name report, you'll see the mailing address as well as the business name registered under the Business Name Act as A1 Taxi. Mailing address 125 Densmore Road, Cobourg, Ontario. Page 10 under tab 2, just to provide information, this is the parcel registered PIN of said property of 125 Densmore Road, Cobourg, which is what the number company has ownership on, which the affidavit in the hearing as well as all the formal notices that you'll see throughout this application have been hand delivered as well as emailed and mailed to the said address. Now, Chair, if you wish, members of council and the hearing committee, I'm going to go through in the reasonings for the revocation of the actual business licenses for A1 Taxi.
Thank you. Proceed.
So the evidence that we presented today will go back in time, starting with the formal official revocation of the actual A1 Taxi owner license on February 20th, 2020, as well as the second instant, which was in December 20th, which was the suspension of taxi cab licenses in December, make sure I get that right, apologize. Which was December 4th, 2019, as well as the first initial warning of suspension, which was May 3rd, 2019. So now the grounds for the final issues of A1 Taxi full revocation of taxi cab owner licenses. On February 12, 2020, the Town of Cobourg bylaw officer found A1 Taxi be in contravention of bylaw number 014-2014. Said bylaw infractions proceed with section 3.1, section 5.2.1a, section 5.2.1f, section 7.3.1b, section 7.4.1c, section 7.41e. Bylaw enforcement officers discovered unlicensed driver and unlicensed vehicle carrying out a taxi cab fare in the town of Cobourg on King Street West, Cobourg. Vehicle license CETN 419. This can be found in your exhibit binders under tab 3, page 16 to 23. On February 13th, 2020, municipal clerk provided an email correspondence to A1 to ask for the reasons and explanation for this contravention. There was no written response received from the owner. Tab 3, page 15. A1 Taxi contacted municipal clerk, no reasonable explanation to the satisfaction of the municipal clerk. The owner relied on the defense that the unlicensed driver unlicensed vehicle is licensed at Port Hope and was working as a Port Hope cab with the fare residing in Port Hope. Plate CETN 419. This was not the case. The municipal clerk contacted the licensed officer in Port Hope, indicated that the vehicle or driver was not licensed in the jurisdiction of the town of Cobourg in order to operate legally. On February 20th, 2020, the town of Cobourg bylaw enforcement officer received 2 additional complaints regarding the legal operation of A1 taxi operating within the town of Cobourg in contravention of municipal bylaws. The first complaint being a Cobourg licensed driver with A1 taxi operating a personal vehicle attending a Cobourg business Walmart and picking up a fare to be delivered to a Cobourg address. This driver was confirmed through an ownership search. The private vehicle that they were operating was that private vehicle of that individual regarding a registered licensed A1 taxi driver. The complainant was previous long-term driver of A1 taxi who recognized the A1 driver while that driver is still operating with an unlicensed cab. This relates to section 3.1 of the taxi cab bylaw, section 5.2.1F, section 7.2.1D, section 7.3.1B, section 7.3.1B, section 7.31E, and section 7.4.1. The second complaint received by the law enforcement officer was for the same individual who witnessed an unlicensed driver and an unlicensed vehicle picking up a fare at a retirement residence within the jurisdiction of the town of Cobourg. Same vehicle license plate CETN 419. This can be found tab 3, page 24 to 27. Sections related to infractions under the bylaw for taxi operating in the town of Cobourg, section 3.1, section 5.2.1A, section 5.2.1F, section 7.3.1, section 7.4.1C, and section 7.4.1E. On December 20, 2019, the unlicensed vehicle plate CETN was spotted by bylaw enforcement during a routine accessible parking enforcement sitting in front of the entrance of Cobourg Business Walmart, waiting for a page run. Bylaw asked for the paperwork to demonstrate they were operating legally and no evidence could be produced. This vehicle has never been licensed within the town of Cobourg or properly calibrated. Additionally, it has been confirmed that this vehicle has never been licensed in Port Hope, tab 3, page 28 to 31. This has been related to bylaw infractions of the taxi cab bylaw, section 3.1, section 5.2.1F, section 7.3.1B, section 7.4.1C, section 7.41E. In order to provide council with a little context as to this vehicle being identified as plate CETN 419 in the last couple evidence examples submitted. In July 2018, A1 Taxi attempted to calibrate and license its vehicle with the plate CETN 419 in the town of Cobourg, but the vehicle did not pass calibration and failed 3 attempts. The vehicle did have worn tires and the meter would not calibrate successfully. This can be found under tab 3, page 32 to 35. Pictures of the actual calibration sheet, which is done by our bylaw enforcement officers on the day of inspection, and there's some pictures related to the inspection. Now on February 21st, 2020, with considerable consideration and review in relation to considering and having regard for the health and safety of the public and the protection of consumers and the potential for public nuisance, as well as understanding the other taxi licensed businesses within the town of Cobourg operating legally within the town of Cobourg bylaw, a letter was sent to A1 Taxi to issue a formal full revocation of all licenses and taxi owner license, tab 3, page 1213. In that letter, you'll see the reason for the revocation, as well as the submission that the individual can appeal here today, and that's why we're here, as the individual has appealed based on the submissions, as well as the full revocation reasoning that's been provided by the municipal clerk in that formal letter. Now, the reasonableness of the town, with the revocation, the licensing officer contacted and called each licensed driver for A1 Taxi, notified them of the suspension, and that A1 was no longer legally able to operate in the town of Cobourg. The town then offered each driver the opportunity to contact another Cobourg licensed taxi cab business with no transfer license charged to the drivers. They continue to work only with permission and acceptance of the other taxi cab